Welcome to Straight Up Sports Talk. I'm Jonathan Rotoball with my co-hosts Sean Brooks and Luke Rotoball. What's up, guys?
Hello.
All right, so we're just here to talk some sports. Right now, we're talking some playoff football. You guys excited for the
Oh,
playoffs?
Definitely. Well,
Definitely
would be
gonna
a
be
little
better
bit
than
more
last
excited
year.
if my favorite team was in it, but
Hey,
Yeah, the
one time
Sean's
you'll
favorite
listen.
team, the Panthers, did not make it, but me and Luke's Birds, we are in it.
Hey.
not for long. Not for long.
I mean, I don't really have much expectations going
Right,
into the
man.
playoffs, but we'll get into that a little later.
We
We'll get into
in though, okay?
We're
We
in.
were
We're
told to
in.
be under a 500 at the
Sure.
start of the season.
All right, so before we get into our playoff predictions, which we will dive right into, let's talk about some of the Week 18 games, which is kind of weird because like there's a Week 18 in general. I
Yeah.
think let's talk about the big glaring one, and that was the Colts and Jaguars.
That was just humiliating. I don't think you need to say anything about that.
Was I have a question. Was that the worst loss in NFL history? Just the most humiliating
No,
loss?
no. Stop.
What do you mean? I mean that it has to
When
be
the
up there.
game's on the line, when
I mean-
okay, it's not even like they were in the playoffs though.
I
It's
mean,
not like-
it depends how you think about it, because on one hand you have the Jaguars who don't need to win at all, and honestly would probably do better if they lost. I mean, it didn't
Yeah.
matter because
Well,
the
they already
Lions
clinched first, right?
Right, well the Lions somehow won, so they decided. So I'm not that the Jaguars knew that the Lions won, but realistically, the Jaguars should have definitely lost that game on not tried crazy to beat a team they weren't even expected to beat in the first place. Colts go in there, they need to win to get in. They play the worst, arguably one of the worst teams in the league, if not the worst, and
The worst coach.
lose by a lot.
And an interesting stat is Carson Wentz didn't throw a pick on the road all season,
Yeah.
but once he got to Jacksonville, which they haven't won in since like 2013, 2014,
Yeah,
he threw
like
two
there's been
picks
some problems
and-
with them against
and lost a fumble. Which I get the division rivalry, but when it's like a 2-14 team, you gotta
Yeah.
put them away. You
Yeah.
gotta put them away. So this brings me to the question, right? I think we can all safely say the Eagles won the Wentz trade. I don't think that's like some.
No, yeah, you're right.
The fact that we got a first round pick out of that is just Howie doesn't get enough credit for that, and I know Howie gets a lot of criticism from myself included,
Mhm.
but he did a great job there when we had no business getting first round pick for the most inconsistent player in football. Yeah, I mean, what do the Colts do? If you're the Colts, like Frank Reich did a terrible job coaching, but everyone called him like the next best thing. So, are you still like full force Reich, Frank Reich and Wentz or whatever? Like, what's
I don't know.
Honestly, I'm out on Frank Reich, and I don't know if it's 100% his fault, but
I'm not.
I mean, I know he's only been there for a little bit, but like Wentz, I mean, I don't know. Is it a Wentz problem? Is it the coaching problem? Because the Colts have a pretty talented roster. I mean, really,
They got the best running back in the game. You cannot convince me otherwise.
yeah. In terms
Jonathan
of
Jonathan
statistics.
Taylor is my favorite, and he's the best.
No,
This
yeah,
year-
he's-
This year
year,
he was the best.
I don't know if I'm ready to call him the best, but
I mean, I think running
This
back rankings vary just through.
yeah,
year
it
to
changes.
year.
It changes.
It's
but,
such an inconsistent position.
But they have such a great talented roster. Like their defense is, they have great players on defense. They have Marlon Mack. They have what's his name?
So what went wrong?
On defense, they have Kenny Moore, DeForest Buckner.
Or not? I said Marlon Mack. I didn't.
Like,
You're good.
Did they face tough teams, or I don't know? Because here's
No,
the thing,
they-
I did.
So the Colts started in a hole and then ended up like 9-6, and then they lost 2 in a row. People had them as the hottest team in football. People put them like 3 on the power rankings. Like I saw them
Yeah.
3 and 5 on power
Really?
rankings, and then because they were playing really really good football.
Yeah, they faced the They nearly lost to the Titans. They crushed the Colts. I mean the Bills. They Nearly lost to the Bucs. They faced good teams and they still did really well. I mean, obviously they were with the AFC South, and I don't they're not good, but like I don't think the AFC South is very good, but still.
No, well, they had two should have been playoff teams. But I don't know. I think the Colts. You're not like. It's really bad that the season ended the way it did.
Yeah, I think it's more of a I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed kind of thing. Do you get
No,
if you get,
no,
no, if you get what I'm saying.
no,
Like,
I don't.
Okay. If you like put this or like if you put this where this wasn't the last game. Like you made that like week 7
No,
and
but like,
something else happened.
but
I don't know.
this team was going for the Super Bowl. Like, if you're going for the Super Bowl and you can't beat the Jaguars week 18, there's something wrong. There is something wrong. And
But
they had
How
two
systematic
chances.
are we gonna change it?
No, no,
Are
no,
you
no,
gonna-
no, no, no. Well, listen. You had 2 weeks to clinch a spot.
Mhm.
You could have beat the Raiders and you could have beat the
Raiders are tough.
Jaguars.
Uh,
Raiders, you give them a pass, but Jacksonville,
Yeah.
it's not an excuse.
and they didn't lose in overtime. They didn't lose, but they got steamrolled by the worst team in football.
Yeah.
You have to take a big look at yourself if that's how you're ending the season. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, if you look at it from a standpoint of just terms of NFL games, like not this is the game of the year, or not the game of the year. This is the game that eliminated the Colts from the playoffs, because the Colts had, like I said, they had a chance to get in the playoffs before with the Raiders. They didn't get in this week, and honestly, I think that was what people call a trap game, which is a game you should win. Normally, a trap game is a game you should win going into the bye or something like that. But this time, now I don't know if this is exactly what it's called, but it was kind of like a trap game. They played one of the worst teams
if not
with a chance
the
to go in the
worst.
playoffs. And honestly, it shows something about, I don't know if it's the coaching, the players, the quarterback, but it shows something about the roster that it can't live up to their expectations or the pressure of getting in the playoffs.
And this
I don't
was
think it's the roster.
it's not the roster. This was
They were one of
this
the
was
best
the
rosters
criticism. Yeah, this is what's a criticism with Wentz in Philly. Could he win? Like, we didn't have any proof if he could win football games. And I tried to, like, I defended Wentz for the longest time. But if you look at the numbers, at the games, he has no proof that he can win you a championship.
And I mean, you can be a great quarterback statistically, but at the end of the day, the quarterback is the most important position in the game. And if you can't win games as a quarterback, you're not going to be a starter anywhere. You're not going to play. Nobody wants you if you can't win a game.
Yeah, and now the Colts are kind of stuck with him because who's going to trade for that salary? No one's going to trade for that salary.
Right.
So it's like they got to figure something out. So either you say, listen, we're pulling a Philly and we're only running the ball unless we need to, and then
This isn't a bad idea at all.
You
And
take the
that's
ball
fine.
out of Wentz's hands when it matters, which is an issue. If you can't rely on your quarterback when it matters, but like you can't because we all saw what happened.
The thing is, this isn't like Jalen Hurts where he's a rookie. This is a almost veteran quarterback. He's been in the NFL for years now.
No, yeah, his window.
He doesn't get that excuse anymore now.
Yeah.
He's not a rookie.
We all like talk about his 2017 season. That was 5 years ago. That was half a decade ago.
It's kind of crazy to think about that.
From the last time he was an MVP candidate. That was 5 years ago. All right, I don't want to spend too much more time on the Colts. We'll talk more about them closer to the offseason. Let's talk about the before we get to the big blockbuster game that everyone the game of the year. I know what we're all talking about. Let's talk about another really good game that I watched. Let's talk about the Saints, the Rams and 49ers. So Rams were up 17-0. Seemed to have a hold on that game. Then second half, and we've seen 17-0 leads get blown all the time. That's nothing like too special. But it's 17-17, and then the Rams score again. You think, oh, the Rams are too good. So how and then Jimmy Garoppolo comes storming down the field against a defense made up of Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey. The names go on, and they score a touchdown using Jimmy Garoppolo to go to overtime and to win the game. So let's just get some initial reactions to that game because that got the 49ers in the playoffs. The Rams dropped down to the 3rd seed with that game. What's the reaction to that game? And is Jimmy Garoppolo more of an answer than Trey Lance's? I think it might be too early to say that, but
So
just go ahead.
I'm just gonna say I think Jimmy Garoppolo is. I mean, is he more talented than Trey Lance? No. But will he win more games right now than Trey Lance? Most likely. He can manage his offense, and that's really all the Niners can really do right now with the quarterback system.
Smart quarterback. I like Jimmy Garoppolo.
I have the stats right here. Total yards, Niners. Passing yards, Niners. Rushing yards, Niners. They dominated in terms of stats.
They wiped the board.
Now why was the game close? Can anybody? I mean, obviously.
I mean,
it's less than a.
I think you look at the theme of the Rams all season, and it's inconsistent. First of all, Stafford, the interceptions, man. Oh my God, like he just throws pick sixes left. He is like what more pick sixes than this year than Aaron Rodgers does in his career.
Is that right? I don't.
Yeah, it's either the same or more. He has like 4 pick six this year.
That's right.
And
This game too.
this game he didn't have pick six, but like he threw a pick in overtime, which you cannot throw a pick in overtime.
It's not right.
Like, so and the Rams had an inability to beat good teams until like the last the tail end of the season. But it's just like, do you trust the Rams? Because they just kind of they're like a better Lakers if you're going for the basketball analogy. They just threw in the best names, the big names, gave away all their future assets, and invested into this team right here. And you have a lot of now there's talent. They have a shot if everything goes their way. I can see them in the Super Bowl. I won't be surprised. But
really good defense.
Do I trust the Rams? Am I gonna pick the Rams to go to the Super Bowl? No.
I don't trust the Packers.
The Rams. You don't trust. All right, we'll get into that. Yeah, I don't. The Rams go as far as Matthew Stafford goes, and like depending on how little he screws up. Because when Matthew Stafford's good, he's top 5. He's top 5.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the picks, the inconsistency, and I know picks are a little overrated because a lot of them aren't their fault.
It's not always on the quarterback.
No, but like
Just,
at some point, man.
that's 28 points.
So here goes back to what we said about Wentz. Can he win games when it matters? Can Stafford win his talented roster games in the playoffs?
And how often do we blame his lack of winning for the Detroit Lions?
Right. I mean, if he can't win with this LA roster, have we been overrating him?
He has.
I mean,
third.
yeah.
They have been winning though. Because it's a game.
But they had a lot of winnable games that they couldn't win. And I don't know if you can. They had multiple opportunities to win Sunday, and they couldn't. They had I'd say 3 opportunities to close out. They could have closed out when it was 17-0. When it was 17-0, they could have thrown another touchdown or 2, locked up the offense. You know, you can put it away there. Then when they were 24-17 at the end of the game, and you lock up the last drive, you put it away. And in overtime, you don't throw an interception in overtime. That's 3 times. You could have put it away. and you could not. And in the playoffs, you're going to be playing better teams than the 49ers.
Right.
You're going to be playing better teams.
Yeah. If we're looking at, I know this is what I do because I'm casual and this is the only thing I have immediate access to, but if you look at the games that they've played in the playoffs, which is actually quite a lot, they've played the Bucks, they've played the Bucks already. They beat the Bucks. They played the Cards. They lost, but that's when the Cardinals were really hot.
They split with the Cardinals. I
That was
believe.
when the Cardinals were undefeated too.
Yeah, they beat the Cards again. I mean, not again. They just beat them once. And they lost to the Packers. So they're kind of like a split thing. So I think. How many times has Stafford been in the playoffs? Because I don't know.
It was like once or twice with the Lions, but
Yeah, I remember at least once. I remember
he
played. It was like 2014. But like,
he never won a playoff game.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think because he's been around for so long, but he's never been in this situation before. He's never been under this type of pressure before, to be honest.
Yeah, no, this is different, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Rams in the playoffs. And we're gonna
he's
get
had the pressure of losing so many times as well. Like no. Oh, well, like, because, like, you go every season, like, under 500, I think he's ready.
Well, yeah, I think he was given the benefit of the doubt, so he didn't have much pressure because the Lions teams were bad. They were bad.
Always
so
will.
I like the Lions' future. I'm not sleeping on the Lions in the next 3 years.
Lions sleeps tonight.
All right, so
Oh my God.
let's go over the final game before we get into our playoff predictions. Let's go to the game of the year.
Undoubtedly.
The Chargers and the Raiders. What a game. Let's get some instant reactions off the bat.
I just wanted to say, even though I know ties are very bad,
Bro, I wanted a tie so bad.
I wanted a tie so bad because I love
Oh yeah.
the Raiders and the Chargers so much. I don't know why, but I do.
They're fun teams to root for. They're fun.
I love them.
Not the
I love.
Raiders.
I love the. And I hate Ben Roethlisberger with a fiery passion. He's a weird man. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So I really wanted a tie, and I'm sure they wouldn't have minded either.
I think on the Big Ben point, no one wants to watch Big Ben in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's just boring, to be honest. I mean,
No.
I like
It's entertainment.
I like the whole story of him, like, going, like, he's, like, retiring and everything. But, like, he's had, like, 3 retirement games already. Like,
Yeah, and I'm not trying to like spoil the predictions, but like he's playing the Chiefs.
Right.
They're gonna lose by 40.
My brother Billy literally said he doesn't have confidence in himself.
Oh yeah, no. Big Ben said today they're the worst team in the playoffs.
right. Well,
Like, thanks for the vote of confidence, Mom. Like, you know. Like,
All right, so
I get that you're facing the Chiefs,
back to the game. All right, let's go. I think it was third quarter, maybe. Brandon Staley has a 4th and 6 in his own territory, and he says, "You know what, Herbert? We're gonna go for 4th and 6 in our own territory," and they gave up the ball to the Raiders, and that I think made the game over before it was over, even though it went to a nail biter at the end.
What was the score at that point?
I don't remember. It was
So-
it was close though.
here's the story of the game for me, alright? So I was in my bed, right? I got my TV on. I wasn't feeling too great, right? So I was going to bed, right?
Mhm.
I had the game on, right? And it was end of the 4th quarter. It was like 4th down or whatever. Chargers are going for it. I was like, oh wow. I was rooting for the Chargers actually, because I don't know. I just like rooting for them. It's fun. They're a fun team, you know. I like Herbert. Anyways, so I was like, it's 4th down. Well, it's almost over. Might as well just leave it on, right? And then they convert the 4th down. So I was like, oh man. But they get sacked. Herbert gets sacked, or the receivers weren't catching the ball. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but his receivers,
they were gassed. If you look, those
yeah.
receivers were
Well,
gassed.
when you call no huddle every single play, and I think Herbert did a
Yeah.
great job managing his team, himself, everything. His team, like,
He's
I mean, as a sophomore player in his second year playing, that's
He's
very
insane.
underrated. Coming from
If
somebody
he
who's
keeps
played
this
quarterback.
up, if he keeps this up,
it's only a matter of time before he's a top 2 quarterback in the NFL. He will be a top 2 quarterback, if not top 1, at some point in his career, because that's just how good he is. He's in his second year, and
No, it's
we
crazy.
saw glimpses in his first.
Yeah.
He's and it's unfortunate. I'm hoping the Chargers fan base starts growing because of him, because he plays 0 home games a year.
Right.
If you look at, he plays 17 away games this year.
he is
It's just
arguably
unfortunate
the
'cause,
best stadium in the game.
because he's so good, and if you get that defense better, if you get him some more consistent, I think Keenan Allen is pretty one-dimensional at this point. Mike Williams, he can get you the contested catch.
Yeah.
What's their official draft picks now?
I don't know. They're probably like 18, 19.
Because they can get some good wide receivers or some good defense if they need.
They need to focus
I
on
don't
defense.
love this draft class.
Receiver, I love the draft class. Defense, I love the draft class. But that's about it.
So there's only 18 teams right now. Obviously because of the the playoff situation. But obviously number 1's Jacksonville, and then the Chargers have 17.
17.
17?
17.
17. Okay. I was like,
Um,
whoa.
So yeah, I think you got to focus on defense going into that. But I think the future is bright as long as they build around him well, defensive and offensively.
Right. I mean, right now I'm not too worried about that offense in terms of receivers, tight ends, quarterback, running back.
O-line need a little better.
O-line is. I was just about to say that O-line is what they need to improve on, and defense. Yeah.
Especially the run game, because like you have young guys like Asante Samuel Jr. who's a good star in the secondary, but get some linebackers, get some linemen that's not named Joey Bosa,
Right.
and because he's fine. So yeah, that game was crazy. That last drive of Herbert, we're still on the Herbert show. That was fantastic. It was 4th and 10, and you just knew he was going to get it. That's just the confidence he came into that game with. It was absolutely insane. Are we ready for some playoff predictions?
I am.
All right, we ready? All right, let's start with do we want to start AFC or NFC?
AFC.
AFC. All right.
Because we're NFC teams.
Let's start from the top. Let's go Chiefs Steelers. Sean, what do you got?
Chiefs. Not
Why?
even a question.
I mean, you don't have to say why, but why?
I mean,
just
just look at the team.
I think, again, like I said, Ben Roethlisberger doesn't have confidence in himself.
Ben Roethlisberger has the mobility of a bag of rice.
I think if we did I don't want to say this, but I think if we did a foot race between Jonathan and Ben Roethlisberger, it'd be pretty close.
Thanks.
Because he's obviously he's obviously an NFL quarterback, but like still.
All right. Well,
Or Sean,
Sean
pretty
has the Steelers. Luke.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. What?
Yeah.
Sorry. Sean has the Chiefs. Luke, how about you? How about you?
We said it at the same time. Chiefs.
You the Chiefs. All right. I got the Chiefs. Remember, Chiefs were dead in the water like week 6. They were dead in the water. And
I wasn't worried, but it was kind of weird. Because there's the Chiefs.
The defense is so much better than it was. The defense looks so much better. It's not great, but it's so much better than it was. And Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, so you can always count on him. All right, this is I don't This might be a toss-up. Bills Patriots. They split in the season series.
So here,
Sean, what do you got?
So competitive game. I think there's a chance. Now I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I think there's a chance Belichick out coaches McDermott.
He's he's one of the greatest coaches. I've found the greatest coach.
But I'm still going Bills.
Oh, okay. Do you trust Josh Allen enough?
So
I mean,
don't,
he's been spectacular.
to be honest, I don't know. I trust him in terms of his skills. Do I trust him in the playoffs? I haven't seen it yet, but I will see it. I'm expecting to see it.
Luke, Bills Patriots. What do you got?
My gut.
It's a rough one.
My gut wants to say Bills. There's a lingering voice in my head that's saying Patriots.
And why is that?
There's so many games I've seen about the Patriots. There's just this voice in my head that's saying they never lose.
Yeah. I think.
I know this thing. I'm an Eagles fan.
So
I may be a casual, but I know this.
So what's your? Did you got Patriots?
I really don't know. I think.
All right. If it's
I
up in
think
the air.
I'm personally want the Bills to win. I think they can. Okay, so
All right. Well,
honestly, I think I'm going with the Patriots, and here's my reasoning. Is it
Is it the defense?
though we're here's the thing. Again, it might be a very weird reason. I don't know how good the kicking is for the Bills, but I don't know about them. It's cold up there. No.
Bro.
No.
What?
No, you don't understand.
I'm done.
Kicking. The kicking is why the Bills are gonna lose their playoff game.
Ain't no way. This man. So he basically said that the Patriots kicker and the Bills kicker are going to be kicking in different weather conditions. Bro, that's your reasoning?
Listen to my pod. Okay, hey guys, listen. If the Bills lose, okay, no guys. If the Bills,
Bro,
if the Bills lose because of a kick, they lose by 3 or less than 3.
It's one thing but to pick a game based off of the skill and the way I've never seen that before.
Bro, you guys gotta give me each $5.
I'll give you all the money that I own if the game comes down to a kick because the kicker is not good enough.
All right, well,
So this is all recorded, by the way. This is a podcast, all right?
all right.
I know.
That was wild.
We gotta
I
break
have-
the ice a little.
All right, so Patriots have impressed me because their defense is, I'd say, the best in the league. Under
The
Belichick,
Patriots?
it's just the Patriots one of the best defense in the league. I'm gonna say the Bills are gonna win this game, and I have 2 words. 2 words. Mac Jones is why the Bills are gonna
That's a
win.
name. I like, okay.
2 words, Mac Jones. And
That's a name, not 2 words.
so, Mac Jones is a rookie quarterback who's been good enough, right? He's been good enough to get them, a 10-7 record. And the but it's been the run game, it's been the defense, it's been the coaching, and all. There was a game where he only had 1 completion, and like 3 attempts
Well,
because
that wasn't his fault.
it was an abnormal game. But the point is, you can rely on that run game to win you games. But if it comes down to it, and you put the ball in Mac Jones' hands, there has been nothing in me that thinks that he can get it done, and that's why I think when you're up against Josh Allen, the good Bills defense, and the weapons that the Bills have, although their running game is not good, and they can't rely on that. I think they're gonna win, and I don't think it's gonna be particularly close. Maybe it will be. I think because just as the divisional, they're playing 3 times, it will. But I don't know. That's an interesting one. I got the Bills.
Got the most interesting one.
All right, so now we got the Bengals and the Raiders.
Okay. Okay, this one I'm actually being serious on.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Luke.
Eric Carr can be one of the greatest quarterbacks in the game.
Please stop. Please stop.
Please,
No.
please.
No.
Spare me.
No, he could be that. So
Luke might
here's
have the
thing.
worst take then.
Chances. I'm
Is that-
casual here, okay? You know, you gotta make the game interesting. If I
you
say the
just said
same
the
thing.
kicker is gonna cost the Bills the playoff game.
Yes, it's funny, all right, guys. Come on.
All right.
All right, go ahead, man. Go
Derek
ahead.
Carr can be one of the greatest quarterbacks in the game. I
Stop,
think
please.
it can be possible. What is that?
Just keep going, man.
I messed up the keyboard. Sick.
I think
Come
it's
on.
possible that they. I think that's the reason why they win. If Derek Carr plays
Derek
really
Carr.
well. Derek Carr.
Okay.
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 Go ahead, Sean. He has the Raiders, so
Alright. Well, Raiders, Bengals. I mean, I'm just gonna leave it at that. They're more talented. Whoa. Luke's.
Yep.
Alright. Well, I just think the Bengals are more talented. I love Burrow. I don't love the Raiders in terms of just I don't trust them, to be honest. I don't know if I don't trust Carr, but I just don't trust the Raiders team in general.
yeah.
So that's why I'm going Bengals.
I don't think they have enough, and the Bengals that young core, that receiver core,
Yeah, I mean,
is just, and the Raiders secondary has been beat up because of off the field incidents, and I believe some injuries. I think Abram got hurt, Jonathan Abram, whether earlier in the season or later. But I think they're gonna get burned. I think they're gonna get burned, and I think the Bengals defense is good, is solid. So yeah, I got the Bengals
Okay.
by a lot.
Lot. Okay.
A lot.
We got. So you're both like you're. Two
I'm
games
top
actually
seed all the
matter.
way.
It's
I'm
like.
top seed all the way.
It's like.
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout in any way. I just don't think it'll be a one score game. I think it'll be I think the Bengals are just a better team.
Okay, so you're John, but John's going for high score game. Like high score, they'll win by a lot.
I mean,
It'll be a
I
high
don't
score
know.
game, but I don't think they'll
Well,
win.
no. It was also like the Patriots and Bills. Did you say that? Or am I...
Raiders
listening?
can't get behind. That's all I'll say. They can't get behind, because then you're not gonna be able to come back. All right, let's go. Buccaneers Eagles. Sean, what are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
What you doing, man?
All right, about the game.
Yeah, but Bucks Eagles. What do you got?
Come on, your arch nemesis, the Bucks.
So people might like shame me for this. Bucks, Eagles. Everyone's saying it's gonna be a blowout. Everyone's gonna be saying not a close game. The Buccaneers are gonna destroy the Eagles. I like the Eagles. I do not. I'm not.
Oh my gosh!
Alright. I'm not saying that the Eagles are gonna go all the way to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying the Bucks are going all the way to the Super Bowl. I still choose the Bucks, but I'm sorry. I'm choosing the Bucks, but I think it'll be a close and competitive game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be close. Just because how the Eagles play, how their style is, they're not very. I think they're very sustainable, and their run game, they can take over. But I got the Bucks because who am I to bet against Tom Brady? When has that ever worked? I think it doesn't really matter that Brady doesn't have Godwin or Antonio Brown. It does, but like, and then they have some COVID cases, so we'll see what happens with them. Um,
It's
but
like
yeah,
their pay's going up.
I got the Buccaneers. Um, I think it's gonna be close, and I hope the Eagles can win. I think they can win, but I'm not gonna pick.
I'm gonna say real quick. If anybody says the Buccaneers are gonna, if anybody says the Eagles are gonna beat the Buccaneers, just please shut up. You're looking for attention. Just stop talking. Okay, that's all. Please.
Okay, wait.
Oh no.
All right, so here's the thing.
Oh no.
No.
Jake
Here we go.
Elliott has been kicking from 90%.
Here's the thing.
I've been watching Jake Elliott's.
If I
highlights
was a
from high school.
normal, I-
Luke was up late last night watching Jake Elliott highlights
from high school.
from high school.
of course not.
he was staying up late watching his huddle highlights from high school. Alright, go.
When we talk about the draft in a few weeks, we're just gonna ask Luke about the kickers.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay,
All right, Luke.
I think
Alright, Luke.
personally think I don't want to say anything, so I'm gonna say the Bucks blow out the Eagles because I don't want to jinx anything.
Bro, no, don't do. Tell me, Sean, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
I'm not. I think we all 03. It'll be fine. Okay. Don't want to.
What's your actual prediction?
I think it will be the Bucks will win because of the Bucks. Here's the thing. Every pass I have seen for the Bucks, they have been so open against good players like Tom Brady. Listen, Tom Brady's a good quarterback, but he has the easiest job in the game. They are so open.
Okay, but the issue is Godwin's hurt. Antonio Brown did his thing, so he's not there. I think they signed John Brown to the practice squad.
Really? I didn't even know.
Yeah. They it's like so they have like Mike Evans, Brashad Perryman, and like
They got a fast team.
Yeah, because it's just
it's not the
think
same receiver core.
I think that what the Eagles need to do to keep it close is to run the darn ball and make sure Tom Brady has the ball as little time as possible. Plays as annoying as possible.
Yeah.
Play it like the 49ers face the Eagles in week 3 and you might be able to win. You need to constantly run the ball. Sure, the clock is always ticking. Never go out of bounds. Make sure he has the ball as little time as possible. That is the only way you could win.
I think a few things to say on that. It's important to run the ball. We have to establish run game early because the Buccaneers have a historically good rush defense. Like with he just got that extension. He's a beast, right?
Just make sure you don't get fourth downs.
You just gotta run the ball and
Make sure you're moving the stakes.
Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert are they're keys to the game. Stopping Rob Gronkowski is the big thing. Who are you having guard Gronk the whole game? Sure as heck's not gonna be our linebackers. Avonte Maddox, you want him? He's a little small. I just don't know how you contain him.
Might be 2.
All right, so we all got the Bucks that one. Let's go Cowboys 49ers.
Can I start?
Go ahead.
Competitive game, like I said with the rest. I mean, I don't see any blowouts really. In terms of the games, playoffs doesn't.
That's the
really,
Chiefs.
Blowouts don't really happen. Okay, that game maybe, and I could see Bucks Eagles being a blowout. Sorry guys. But
Is what it is.
yeah, but this game is one of those games I'm gonna say keep an eye on. This could go either way. Okay, I could see this as a Niners upset. I think is this a Niners upset win, or the Cowboys seated higher?
Yeah, the Cowboys are the 3.
Okay, so the Cowboys, the Niners, I definitely think could absolutely upset the Cowboys. Do I think it'll happen? No. Could it happen though? Yes. That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I almost
I'm
disconnected.
I'm locking in the 49ers for a win. I'm locking it in.
Really?
But 49.
I'm locking it in. And here's why. So the Cowboys think they're going in all hot after running up the score against the Eagles practice squad. They think they're thinking like that game was probably harder than their practices, than their 11-on-11 practices. So it's just like I don't think when they play the 49ers defense, when they play Nick Bosa, when they play the guys that they have, I think it's going to be smack in the face and they're not going to be ready for it. And I think the run game's going to tear them down. I got the 49ers winning this one in a lock. Luke, how about you?
I think the 49ers play. The 49. They don't let Dak get hot. Like they don't, because Dak can rally up them, like really well. Like you can't really stop him once he starts going. So I think if you keep him down, if you keep him his because it's just like how Dallas works since Dak has gotten here. Like he's gone 13-3 on his first year. And when Dak got hurt, they just looked like the worst team in the game. If you get Dak down, you will get literally everybody down. So if the Niners can do that, they will win for certain.
So you guys 49ers?
I got Cowboys because I don't think that's gonna happen. To be completely honest, I do not think that's gonna happen.
All right, let's go to the last one. Rams, Cardinals. We talked a lot. We talked a lot about the Rams already. Who do we got, y'all?
Rams.
Cardinals.
The Cardinals have not been hot recently.
I'm gonna go Cardinals.
They started 7-0.
I know they're technically the underdogs, I think, but Cardinals. I don't know, for some reason I like them in terms of liking them as I like the team, and also I like them. I like their odds. I think they're gonna win.
If Kyler puts on a show, I think it's possible. But I got the Rams. I think the defense is gonna be a little too much. I just
absolutely
the last half of the Cardinals season kind of scared me. Because nothing in me has looked like they're a Super Bowl contender. They've looked like a solid playoff team at best. Nothing's impressed me, and I think I think the Rams just have the more talent here.
Yeah, I don't really see. If they did the exact opposite, like they didn't start off so hot and then they looked really hot at the end, they went 7 in a row or something like that, I think it could. I think there would have been confidence there, but I don't know. It just I don't. They don't look confident in my opinion. They don't have momentum coming into the game. I think even though the Cowboys game that was meaningless, pretty much. Even though that was meaningless, they felt happy.
And,
they felt happy about that for some apparent reason. And if that works, well then that game was worth winning. Cause they were iffy. They needed that win to feel happy. So if they to feel good about themselves and rally them into the playoffs. But I don't know about the Cardinals. They don't look good. You just don't.
Week 18, they lost
I
against the Seahawks.
They lost to the Seahawks. What are they? 6-10 or 7-10?
Yeah,
Like-
something like that. Not good.
I guess
All right.
Russ, but like still, I think they have confidence just straight up.
All right. Well, there you have it. Those are our playoff predictions. I'm looking
Wild
forward.
card?
I'm looking forward to watch Wild Card Weekend. It's gonna be crazy. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a good
Much
one.
better than last year.
Are there any last thoughts from the Straight Up Talk squad?
I'm glad that Dallas has the Nickelodeon show.
they're gonna get slimed on live TV.
Oh, they're doing that? They're doing that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Alright, no, I just thank you guys for watching. That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next week. All right. Straight up out.